Hello and welcome to 5-Minute Math. Today we are looking at the Algebra 1 concept of solutions for systems of inequalities. This is standard A.3H in the great state of Texas, and we are using item number 39 of the 2022 released STAAR test. If you haven't done so already, please go ahead and take a moment to pause the video, work this problem out on your own, unpause it, and we will look at our answers together. So we have four graphs. One of them is going to best represent the solution set for these inequalities right here. And we can't really do much right now because they're given to us in standard form. Instead, we need to turn them into slope-intercept form. If we do that, we will find out our slope, we'll find out our y-intercept, and that will at least help us identify which line is which. Right, and we notice that the lines are all graphed in the same spot, but take a look at A and D. They both have solid lines, right? We're not even going to get started, and we're going to go ahead and eliminate A and D. So look at these solid lines right here. So a solid line means it's going to be less than or equal to or greater than or equal to. That's what that means. Look at both of my inequalities right here. As of now, they're both less than. So when you have a less than or you have a greater than, you actually use a dashed line like this. So even before we start analyzing inequalities, we can get rid of A and D because the lines are wrong. Now, they're graphed in the same spot, but they're kind of shading two different areas. One is shading this bottom quadrant right here. One is kind of shading this right quadrant. So we need to do a little bit of analysis. Let's look at this first one. X plus 2y is less than negative 2. All right, we need to isolate the y, so let's subtract an x from both sides. It's going to give me 2y less than negative x minus 2. I need to isolate that y, so I'm going to divide both sides by 2. That's going to get me y is less than, and then I can distribute this out. It's negative x over 2. I'm going to call it negative 1/2 x to make it look a little bit neater. And then negative 2 over 2, that's just minus 1. All right. So we are looking at my y-intercept right here of negative 1. So it looks like it's going to be this line right here. It does have a negative 1/2 slope. Yeah, so it's definitely this line that's right here. Now, what does the inequality tell me? The inequality is less than. So when you are shading with a less than, or if you happen to have a less than or equal to, less means below. So you actually need to shade below the line. So here's my line right here, this bottom one, and I'm just going to kind of highlight it on the answer selection B. So below the line means I'm shading right here, which as you can see, B did not shade below the line. B shaded above the line. So I'm pretty sure that B's out, because take a look at this right here. The exact same line on C, I am shading below the line. So C's looking pretty good. Let's check this other one. Y minus x is less than 3. You know, I want to get the x first. Right, so negative x plus y. There we go. There's my standard form. Now we need to isolate, so let's just add x to both sides. So we're going to get y is greater than x plus 3. All right, so there's my y-intercept. And then my slope is kind of hidden, right? If you don't see a coefficient, you can assume it's 1. So it's positive 1, and so it's going to be this line right here, right? Now we're pretty sure it's not B. Let's see what the inequality tells me. It is a less than, so I need to shade below this line. So shading below this line is pretty good on B, right? I did shade below it, but it didn't work for the other one, right? It didn't work on this first inequality. Take a look at this. Here's this line, and I'm shading below the line. And obviously, the overlap is this section right here. So my answer is C.